watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Good evening and welcome to News 25. Today is Wednesday, July 12th, and I'm Missy Kohler. The man who allegedly held a woman hostage at Caesars Palace and was throwing various items, including furniture, out of a hotel room window has now been identified. RJ Camacho has the details.
In relation to the hostage situation that occurred at Caesars Palace in Vegas yesterday, the man accused of holding the woman hostage has been identified as 35-year-old Matthew John Ermond Mannix. According to an arrest report, resort security responded to the room on the 21st floor in regards to a welfare check, but were met with Mannix, who had allegedly barricaded himself inside the room and claimed that he was armed. He also allegedly stated that if they enter the room, he will shoot someone. According to reports, later when officers arrived, Mannix then yelled to officers behind the allegedly barricaded door, "If you don't leave, it will end badly." Mannix then allegedly began taunting officers during the situation, claiming to have a magazine full of rounds and that he would pull the trigger. Police stated at the time a woman's voice yelled behind the door stating that Mannix allegedly had a knife. A hostage rescue operation ensued, which involved both the SWAT team and crisis negotiators. According to the arrest report, both were allegedly under the influence of narcotics, which caused them both to experience drug-induced paranoia. This is due to an alleged stint that the two had from days of binging drugs. The woman, who is now safe, was found to have severe bruises and cuts on her legs and lower body. She stated to detectives that she didn't leave the room due to Mannix allegedly wielding a knife, and that, after Mannix broke the window, she was afraid that he would throw her out of it. It is also stated in the report that Mannix allegedly threatened the woman by saying that if she spoke to police, he allegedly would cut her tongue out of her mouth. Mannix will be facing charges of kidnapping, coercion with a deadly weapon, resisting a public officer, destruction of property, and disregard for the safety of persons or property, and will also be facing a fugitive charge. Matthew is set to make his first appearance in court today during the afternoon.
A new count of open murder is placed on a Las Vegas man who was previously in custody for killing 2 other people.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department has connected a man to several fatal crimes that happened this year in January. On January 9th, at approximately 5:35 p.m., the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department received a report of an unresponsive woman who was found inside of a residence at the 200 block of North 17th Street in Las Vegas. Once officers arrived at the scene, they located the victim suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Medical personnel responded and pronounced her dead at the scene. The investigation that was led by Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's homicide section indicated that the victim lived at the residence and was shot by the suspect, 42-year-old Jesus Gonzalez. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, on January 9th at approximately 2:47 a.m., police received a report of a shooting at the 1800 block of Franklin Avenue in Las Vegas. Responding officers located an unresponsive man lying in the street suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. He was later pronounced dead by medical personnel. The investigation that was led by the homicide section at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department indicates the victim was allegedly chased down the street by Gonzalez. According to officials, Gonzalez shot the victim and then fled the area. The next day, on January 9th, at approximately 1:48 p.m., the Las Vegas Fire Department responded to a report of a fire at the 3800 block of East Charleston Boulevard. Upon arrival, firefighters discovered a woman inside of a burning apartment, suffering from apparent stab wounds. Medical personnel responded and pronounced her dead at the scene as well. During the investigation, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department detectives identified Gonzalez as the suspect. Police said Gonzalez was already in custody for the 2 previous homicides. An additional open murder charge has been added to his charges.
The lawsuit filed by 2 environmental groups in regards to drilling at Ash Meadows that was supposed to occur next Monday has been ruled on in court. Here's the story.
The lawsuit filed by both Amargosa Conservancy and the Center for Biological Diversity in regards to the drilling that was supposed to occur near Ash Meadows has helped temporarily delay the drilling that was supposed to occur on Monday next week. While it will not be occurring next week, according to Mason Vale, it can still be occurring in the next few weeks. The lawsuit has been filed in the U.S. District Court in Las Vegas, and the lawsuit itself states that BLM violated federal law by failing to require an environmental review or consult with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service over potential harm to endangered species. No public comment period or public meetings has yet to be conducted either. The lawsuit has asked a judge to pause the drilling in order BLM to protect the endangered species and conduct an environmental review. The lawsuit also states that BLM's approval of the project would result in unnecessary and undue degradation of public lands resources and potentially catastrophic threats to endangered species. The ruling has now went to court, and News 25 will continue to update you on this ongoing story.
Former President Donald Trump made an appearance in Las Vegas over the weekend. In our part 3 of our story, Trump talks about what he calls election fraud during the 2020 presidential election. News 25 reporter David Preston has this story.
In our continuing coverage, the 45th President, Donald J. Trump, makes an appearance over the weekend to support Nevada in their volunteer recruitment for the next presidential election. Trump spoke at the Fervent Calvary Chapel in Las Vegas on Saturday, which is a much smaller venue than he is used to. Trump spoke on many issues, which include crime, inflation, energy, the border issue, men who are competing in women's sports, and much more. In our Part 1 coverage, Trump spoke on crime and issues regarding our U.S. border. In our Part 2 coverage, Trump spoke about the cost of living and salaries losing value due to high inflation and cost of fuel, energy, and all goods going up in price, in which he believes are all related to Joe Biden's policies. In our Part 3 story, Trump talks about what he calls election fraud during the 2020 presidential election.
Now, a judge, a brilliant judge, highly respected yesterday, came out with a statement and a decision that the government cannot go to the social media because what they did was cheat, okay? What they did was cheat, and they cheated on the elections. And the pollsters will tell you it made from 10 to a 17 point, that's millions and millions of votes difference. That's different from stuffing the ballot box, which if you look at Truth to Vote, which are incredible, Catherine Engelbrecht and the people, these are incredible patriots. They went around on tape, hundreds of thousands of votes stuffing the ballot box. The courts are afraid to look. Everybody's afraid to talk. The only thing the Democrats are great at is disinformation. They used to call it election day. Now they call it election period because some of these elections are going for 62 days where they have the ballots piled up in corners and you say, what happened to the ballots that were in that corner? Oh, sir, we moved them to a different location. This is the most corrupt thing. And ultimately, we want to go back to same-day voting, paper ballots, and voter ID, right? Same-day voting and voter ID. And by the way, mail-in is a disaster. Anytime you have mail-in ballots, you're going to have dishonest elections. They send millions and millions of ballots. Now, last time they used COVID in order to cheat. This time, hopefully, they're not going to have COVID or the equivalent of COVID. But they used COVID in order to cheat. You have to have, ultimately, we got to win the election first. And if we win the election, we're going to paper ballots, we're going to immediately voter ID, and we're going to same-day voting.
Trump's relationship with Nevada has been complicated. While he maintains a firm grip on the state's Republican Party, he lost Nevada in 2 consecutive presidential campaigns, trailing by almost 3 percentage points in 2020. Aware of the challenge ahead, Trump emphasized the importance of the upcoming election, stating, "This is the most important election in the history of our country." As Trump concluded his speech, he said there will be future rallies with larger crowds and expressed his gratitude to the volunteers and supporters, stating, "We'll be back many times."
When we come back, we'll tell you about a grant that is helping rural Nevada hospitals. Stay with us.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. With staffing shortages in hospitals, a new grant is now in effect helping rural Nevada hospitals.
Grant money in Nevada is now being expanded to help address workforce shortages and healthcare access issues in 3 southern Nevada hospitals. In 2021, the Governor's Office of Workplace Innovation received $2.5 million from the U.S. Department of Labor Services to help rural hospitals with staffing issues through employment and training programs. The H/1B grant that was put into place in 2021 serves the underemployed, underserved, and unemployed individuals who are looking to move into the healthcare field. Since then, the executive director of the Governor's Office of Workplace Innovation said that grant money has helped the northern part of the state. Now, that money will help southern Nevada too. The Governor's Office of Workplace Innovation recently got the approval from the U.S. Department of Labor Services to expand the H/1B grant to include rural southern Nevada, which means that money will now help Mesa View Hospital in Mesquite, Boulder City Hospital in Boulder City, and Desert View Hospital here in Pahrump. With that grant money, the Governor's Office of Workplace Innovation partners with Nevada Works and the Nevada Hospital Association to invest in career training programs in the healthcare sector.
The CEO and founder of Living Free Health spoke to News 25 about an important event coming up next week.
Next week, July 19th, from 3 to 6 p.m., that's Wednesday, we're having our 10-year anniversary. So it's a really big milestone for us. Living Free was founded in 2013 in Las Vegas, moved to Pahrump, October of 2017, and Pahrump is really where we hit our stride, where we established the sober living homes, where we established treatment, and then, like I mentioned, where we've established a Living Free Cafe.
Living Free Health is an addiction treatment program that helps people with addiction from the beginning to the end, with transitional living and a safe therapeutic workplace for people to get back on their feet for forever recovery. They help with not only getting clean and sober, but they also teach you skills and knowledge to stay sober.
And I have some additional news too. Coming soon, Living Free Gym. Various kinds of cardio equipment, strength training. We hope to have classes like yoga and those types of things. We would be employing primarily, just like at the cafe, people who are in recovery, but the gym is definitely going to be open to the public, just as the cafe is open to the public. We hope to open that about October of this year. What we found in the last 14, 15 months that the cafe has been open is that the cafe, because it draws a different crowd than just people who are addiction treatment kind of people, that the stigma of addiction, I think, has been reduced, that we've had more visibility in like the success of what treatment can provide for people, and how providing a nurturing environment, but we're strict too, so, but providing that kind of an environment allows people to get well, and then people on the outside see that there is success. You always hear about the arrests, the DUIs, all the negative stuff. You never really see when people are able to kind of get over their addiction and get onto the right side of things and doing things well again. They become the people they always were before the disease kind of took them out.
Living Free Cafe offers a wide range of amazing foods, such as salads, burgers, melts, and wraps. Shelley describes the menu as an all-American food spot.
And our website, if you go to livingfreehealth.org/cafe, we have our menu up there as well. Or just come on into the cafe and have a look. You won't be disappointed, I promise you that. And then our telephone number for the treatment is 775-505-1625, and the cafe number is 775-505-3888.
The 2-week public works project on Dahlia near Basin Avenue is underway.
The 2-week public works project on Dahlia Street near the Basin Avenue intersection is underway. Dahlia Street will be closed from Basin Avenue for approximately 450 feet to excavate and prep for new pavement and sidewalks. Traffic on Basin will not be impacted, with no bypass road restrictions. Speed limits will remain 25 miles per hour. Please use caution in the work zone. The penalty for speeding doubles in a work zone, up to $1,000 in any marked road construction or maintenance work zone when workers are present. According to the Nevada Department of Transportation, work zone crashes claim 3 lives every day.
The Nevada State Treasurer's Office is hosting a back-to-school fair this weekend. Mikey has the details.
The Nevada State Treasurer's Office and Las Vegas Clark County Library District are hosting a back-to-school fair at the East Las Vegas Library on July 15th. Students who attend will be able to get backpacks and school supplies for the upcoming school year while supplies last. There will also be free back-to-school immunizations, haircuts, and basic vision screenings. Haircut vouchers will be provided for students who cannot get a haircut during the event. Families will be able to get information on community resources as well, free snow cones, and face paintings. Visit nvigate.gov to learn more.
Coming up after the break, we'll have sports, so stay with us.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Here's Mikey with a look at your sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports. Stanley Cup champion Golden Knight Alex Pietrangelo got to spend his day with the cup. He took it to the golf course. He traded his hockey stick in for a putter. The Henderson Silver Knights announced their 2023-24 home opener. That'll be Friday, October 20th against the San Jose Barracuda. The Las Vegas Aviators are on their All-Star break, and they rank number 2 in the Pacific Coast League with an 8-4 record in the second half of the season. They return home on Friday against their state rival, the Reno Aces. And the Las Vegas Aces got it done yesterday against the Phoenix Mercury, 98-72. They'll be in LA tonight against the LA Sparks. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Looking for a furry friend? The Nye County Animal Shelter is waiving adoption fees until this Friday, July 14th.
Today's Rescue a Pet segment is brought to you by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
The Nye County Animal Shelter is filling up fast in an effort to help bring focus to the animals in need. All available animals will have their adoption fee waived this week for approved adopters. Those interested should come down and inquire in person. All pets are altered, vaccinated, and microchipped. The Nye County Animal Shelter is located at 1580 East Seary Lane. They are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, you can call 775-751-7020.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hot enough for you? This sure looks refreshing. The Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam. John's going to have the full weather forecast coming up, and he'll let us know just how long this heat's going to last.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down the Ace Country Radio Network and worldwide on that local BTV app, the app that goes on your phone, and then it looks just like this. It's so great. 94 degrees out there in Fernley. Fallon's on 95. Carson City all the way up to 88 or all the way down to, I don't know, cool spot award winner.
Third day running, way to go. Tonopah hit 90, 93 out there in beautiful Goldfield. Beatty's sweating with the donkeys at 101 degrees. And out in Amargosa, that's our hot spot here in Nevada, 108 degrees, like 11 days running. You're going to get a safety poster soon. Vegas close behind it, 106. That can't be pleasant. But out in Death Valley, it's really bad, 118 degrees and just getting hotter. But here in the Paradise Sprung Wheel, let's take a look, 103 degrees. That's our current temperature, 104 just a little bit earlier. South-southwesterly winds to 14 miles per hour. Tempered the heat somewhat. The sun rose this morning at 5:36. Setting this evening, let's look for it to go away at 8:02. Plunge into the ocean and send us down to our low temperature of 74 degrees. That'll be nice. Winds out of the southeast to 14 miles per hour. Take the edge off somewhat, and that humidity at 19%. Not quite swampy, but not quite deserty. What do we have coming up? Sunshine, nothing but sunshine. 7 days of sunshine and heat. We start the week at 108 degrees. We end the week at 108 degrees. In between, well, there's Saturday and Sunday with the temperatures all the way up to 115 degrees. So we're seeing about a 7-degree variation in the temperature throughout the week, but mostly just low winds, under 10 miles per hour. Later in the week, or in the next 7 days, we'll see some winds kick up to about 13, 14, 15 mile per hour, but basically just beastly hot. So enjoy that. All right, back to the desk. Here's Missy Kohler.
Yowza. Extra water for you, extra water for your pets, and check on your neighbors. Thanks, John. That's going to do it for News 25 tonight. We thank you so much for watching. I'm Missy Kohler. Have a great night.